Alright guys, Matthew from Raleigh again. We are doing a games showcase video today. And as you can see, there's a huge stack of them right here in this general area. There's a huge stack of them. And there's more behind this stand. But right now the one on the stand is the PlayStation 2 game Strike Force Bowling, which is a fun game. Of course, my PS2 won't read it right now because it's a blue disc and I gotta figure out how to fix that problem. So I'll figure that out, but once I do, I might do gameplays of it. I don't know yet. I had it working a while ago and it played it, but no problems, and then we just stopped doing it. So that being said, we're going to move on to the next PS2 game, which is The Sims 2 Pets. And then Sims 2 Pets, that doesn't work because the dog yanked the PlayStation off of the area where I had it and chased the cat, so that game doesn't work at all anymore because it got yanked down with a game in it and it did a ring scratch. And yes, I'm using a little caution tone to stabilize the games, as you guys can see there. Next up, we have a series of games. We'll go ahead and take this out of the way. And there we have, this is not Ratchet Deadlocked, just saying. That is actually Need for Speed 1. And then this is Need for Speed Underground 1, this is Need for Speed Underground 2, and then Most Wanted. Great games. Really nothing negative to say about them. And then next up we have an annoying game, which is what EA calls Need for Speed Carbon. That game is slightly annoying and hard to figure out sometimes, but I'll play it for that reason basically. And then in this game case we have another blue disc. Focus. It's Jeremy McGrath, Supercross World. But that's what that is. Now, next up we have another PlayStation 2 game. I haven't played this in quite a while, but this is The Family Feud. Next up, The Family Feud is quite a fun game. And then next up we have another box set series of games. Oops. That box set is Crash Bandicoot. It's Tag Team Racing, Nitro Kart, and Twin Sanity, all in a 3-pack. And the games are quite epic. My personal favorite is Nitro Kart, which is essentially a ripoff of Nintendo's Mario Kart, or Mario Kart, however you guys pronounce it. But we have Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And then next up we have another series of games, but it's individual games. So with that, we'll move on to that. We have SingStar Rocks, SingStar Pop, Amped, 90s, and 80s. Now, basically, it just comes with a pack of like 30 songs or so, and you sing along to them and try to sing in key. That's the idea of the games. And there's something on them for everybody. And next up, we're going to do another Nintendo round. Actually, the first Nintendo round. For Nintendo Wii, we have the Game Party. Next up, for Nintendo Wii, we have 10 Pin Alley 2. And then after 10 Pin Alley 2, we have Alvin and the Chipmunks. Next up are some of my favorites. "30 Great Games," and then Bigfoot's Collision Course, Rock Band Country Track Pack, Rock Band Track Pack Volume 2, and then Rock Band Metal Track Pack. Those are all the Nintendo games for that belong to everybody in the household. So next up, we have Back to the Future for Xbox 360, which is a previous gen console. Yeah, so we'll move that. Back to the Future is basically a Telltale game series. And if you don't know what they are, they basically have like episodic series in their games for some of them. And then we have for Nintendo Wii Chicken Shoot, Monster Trucks 4x4 Arenas World Circuit Special Edition, and then World Circuit Monster 4x4, and then next up on Nintendo, a different Nintendo system. For Nintendo DS, we have some animals, Namco Museum, Nintendo's Lab and Friends, My Sims, Monster Jam Urban Assault, Golden Compass. That's all for Nintendo DS. And then next up for Sony PlayStation, we have Madden 2003, and then Independence Day. That was for Sony's PlayStation 1. So, yeah, we got some retro stuff here. And next up, more Nintendo. So we got North American Hunting Extravaganza, We Love Golf, Twilight Seen It, Sim Animals Africa, Hannah Montana the Movie, and then Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour. So and for the PC, Madden NFL 06. That is not the only PC game that is here. If you guys saw the unboxing video for Farming Simulator 17, I suggest, if you haven't seen it, I shall say, go watch it, because of the fact that it's really cool to see. And for the Xbox 360, this person of the household only owns the voice. Next up, we got Nintendo, and I will move on to the Sony PlayStations for this person, and then we'll move on to my collection, because what I practically just showed you for a few games with my brothers, and then right now I'm showing you my sister's stuff. So for this, we got Nintendo Lab and Dachshund and Friends, Chihuahua and Friends, Labrador and Friends again. We all have it. My Sims Kingdom. And then Pets Horseshoe Ranch. Then for DS, also Hannah Montana the Movie, Hannah Montana Music Jam, and Lego Batman. Now we move on to the Sony PlayStations, and then we move on to all of my stuff. Literally, it's a lot. Okay, for the Sony PlayStation 2, we have Winter Games Snowboarding 2002, Dave Murrah Freestyle BMX 2, NBA 2K9, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, and then Major League Baseball 2009 The Show. So that's the PlayStation 2 for that person. And then, last but definitely not least, we have Sony PlayStation for this person, and then we'll move on to all the other stuff. Alright. Last of this person's stuff. NCAA Football 98. FIFA 2000. And then Rocket Power for PlayStation 1. So stick the last fire in, and now some of these games do not work. Others work. But I have them in the library nonetheless, as they do or don't work. Like I said, I have them. And basically we have Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dawn of Destiny, Reckless, the Yakuza missions, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon, Ghost Recon again, and then another Ghost Recon game, all Tom Clancy stuff, Tony Hawk's Project 8, Top Gear, RPM tuning, and then the Herb Simpson City. This is all for original Microsoft Xbox. Next we got Simpsons Road Rage, Simpsons Hit and Run, The Sims Busting Out, The Sims, Fairly Odd Parents Breaking the Rules, Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, Tao Fang, and here I believe it's SSX Tricky. Yeah, that's what's there, SSX Tricky. And there is no box art because the plastic part is ripped off, but anyway, that's the end of this row. Now, we got SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Basically, we're just going to raise this up so you guys can see. And as you guys can see, on the other side we have something different here. So, right here, we have SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Xbox. And that's what a lot of this next stuff is going to be, is Microsoft Xbox. The original one, not the Xbox One or 360 yet. Spider-Man 2. Trying to get the glare off the cases for you guys. And then next up, we've got Spartan Total Warrior. Now a lot of these are in like PlayStation 1 cases and CD cases, and not in their original Xbox cases, but next up we have Burger King exclusive Sneak King. Kind of a weird game, and Basically, you sneak around as the king and try to hide from everybody and then collect a bunch of different things. Next up, we have Soul Calibur 2. It would probably be easier if I did this. Next up, we have Sega Sports NBA 2K2 for the Xbox. See? And then we've got Microsoft Xbox Shark Tale. Don't judge, because I bought a lot of these games ages ago. Next up, we have Robots. Some people like to call it Robots because of Futurama. Red Dead Revolver is next. And then next after that we have Red Faction 2. Next up is Raise Hell. And like one of those Blockbuster sleeves that they give you to rent out their games and DVDs because they don't want to give you a real case. Next up we have Rally Sport Challenge, the original one. This came from Game Crazy. Which is a fun game. Could kill hours on it. Next up, we've got Pro Stroke Golf for you golfer fans out there. If there's any out there watching. Next up, we have Project Snowblind. It's like that. You know that NFL sticker doesn't mean anything at all. Next up, we have Project Gotham Racing. An okay game. And next up, we have Prince of Persia Warrior Within. As you guys can see there. And it's in a Cubix PlayStation 1 case, of all things. And PsyOps. PSIOps, Mindgate Conspiracy is next. And then another fun game. Yet to beat it. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. And it comes with the map of the area and then the instructions manual, which nobody ever reads. Nobody ever reads them. Admit it. Right? Next up is Operation Flashpoint Elite. After that, we've got Munch's Odyssey. Oddworld Munch's Odyssey, which is that game there. Next up, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Also from Game Crazy. And don't go looking for a Game Crazy now because they're all out of business. And next up we have MX World Tour featuring Jamie Littell, and it's a dirt bike racing game, which isn't working, but I have it. And then next up is Major League Baseball Slugfest 2004. This came from a youth center that closed. That's how I got the arcade game, if you guys have seen that video. That's where it came from. That would be the commercial location I was referring to, where we got it from. Next up is Major League Baseball 2K6. Next up we have All-Star Baseball 2003. Right there. Next up, we have a knockoff Need for Speed type game, which is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition. And you know what's funny? This game came from, of all places, it came from a Blockbuster video. And next up, Medal of Honor Frontline. Right there. Metal Arms Glitch in the System, which I have for Microsoft's Xbox and Sony's PlayStation 2, but you will see that later. And next up, we have another golf game. That game is super fun. It is Lynx 2004 for Microsoft Xbox. This is probably one of my favorite games. And if you can see there, the reason why is because it has in-game custom soundtracks. I don't care about the Xbox Live features because I disabled Live for original Xbox, and 360 probably not far behind. Because they're already ceasing the production of new games for 360 right now, so this game is Invisible War. So Next up is Hitman 2, Silent Assassin. Game Crazy game. Came from a local youth center that closed. And then Hitman Contracts is the next game. And as you guys can see, we're about halfway full on the shelf over here. And just so you guys get an idea, that shelf is 4 feet by probably 4 feet. No, scratch that. It's not that. It's oh well. Deal with that in a little bit. But it's 4 feet by 43 inches. So that gives you guys the idea of how big this shelf is. And it's already full of games on this bottom shelf. You can see the movies probably right there. And on the very top, we put our CDs and N64 stuff and Game Boy stuff. But right now, we're just working on Xbox. So right here we have High Rollers Casino for Microsoft Xbox. Next up is one of McJuggernaut's favorite games, Halo 2. After that we got Halo 1 Combat Evolved. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on with games here. Yeah, we got Halo. And then next up is Gun Griffin. And then 2 copies of the game Gun, which you guys will see in just a minute. And alright, we got Gun Griffin. And there's 2 copies of this game, Gun. And just to show you guys that there's 2 copies, there's the other copy. Next up, we have one of my favorite games and my brother's favorite games. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I don't know why people make such a big deal out of the game. It doesn't have to be violent and you don't have to steal. You don't have to do half the stuff they want you to do. It's an open world sandbox game and you don't have to shoot anybody either. But there we got Grand Theft Auto 3. Last of this row is Fusion Frenzy, Ford Mustang, The Legend Lives, and then Aragon. All great games. The Ford Mustang game hasn't worked for a while now though. But right now we got ESPN Hockey, NHL Edition. And then ESPN NHL Hockey. Next up we have EA Sports NHL 2004. Great game. And then next up we've got Xbox EA Sports NBA Live 2005. Basically, I went to a local store where I used to live and cleaned them out of all their Xbox games because they were selling them for dirt cheap. They just needed their inventory gone. So I went and bought a lot of it. But right here we have NASCAR 2007. The game does not work currently. It needs resurfaced, but the game should work after that. Next up we have NASCAR 06. Total Team Control does not work, but I have it. Next up we have NASCAR 2005. Chase for the Cup. It came from Game Crazy, but it doesn't work either. Oh, what do you know? There's a DeWalt car on here. If you know what that, if any of you Power Tools fans know what I'm talking about DeWalt tools. Now, we've got NFL head coach. Next up is a series of Madden games. We've got 02 all the way to 08. I'm not even going to bother going through them because there's no point in doing so. You saw it, they're done. Next up we have Def Jam Fight for New York. Next up we have Dead to Rights. Which is in a very thin jewel case. Next up we have Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX 2 again, but for Xbox instead of PlayStation 2. This will be the cover art for the other game, but for PlayStation 2. And then next up we have Crash Tag Team Racing for Microsoft's Xbox. Next up, my brother's favorite rally game, as opposed to Rally Sport Challenge, Colin McRae 04. So, Colin McRae Rally 04. Next up, 50th Anniversary Corvette. Next up, we've got Conflict Desert Storm 2. Next up, we'll have Conflict Vietnam. Two copies. Commandos Strike Force. Next up, Cabela's Outdoor Adventures or Outback Adventures. Outdoor Adventures. There's the game. I don't know. Broken. But we have Brute Force. That should focus pretty quick because there's no cover to it. Next up, Breeders' Cup World Championships. Horse racing game. Alright, next up we have Burnout's Revenge. And then next up we got 2 copies of Burnout 3 Takedown. Next up, we have Blinks, the Time Sweeper. There's 2 copies in there. One of them works, one of them does not. But this came from technically Game Crazy, but it really came from Hollywood Video, or Hollyweird Video, or whatever you want to call it, but it came from there. And then we got Black. Next up, we've got Big Mother Truckers 2. Next after that is Big Bumpin'. Came from Burger King. Alright, last of the Xbox stuff is Beyond Good and Evil. Combat Elite World War II Paratroopers. Armed and Dangerous 1. America's Army, official licensed. American Chopper 2, Full Throttle. And 50 Cent, Bulletproof. Alright, we are going to break real quick and then resume right now. So for me it'll be a second, for me it'll be a minute, you guys will be a second. Alright, we're back and now we are filming all the PlayStation 2 stuff. So first up we have Thrillville, off the rails essentially. It doesn't say that, but that's what it is. And then SpongeBob SquarePants Happy Square Double Feature Pack, the movie and Battle for Bikini Bottom, PlayStation 2. This is a box set was exclusive to Walmart back in 2009 when SpongeBob was on its 10th anniversary. And then SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. The Simpsons Hit and Run. It's on PC too, so. Next up, we have Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots. Next after that is NFL Street 2. After that, we have NFL Blitz 03. Next we have Madden NFL 2009. So you saw the Xbox versions, and we have 02 all the way to 09. And now you're seeing PlayStation 2. We have Xbox, we got 02 to 08. PlayStation 2 we have 09, and you will see later that for Xbox 360 we have 10 to 13. But Sony PlayStation 2, Pimp My Ride. I've gotten near the end. I didn't beat it yet. So someone erased the memory card and then pissed me off. Monster Jam. Metal Arms, Glitch in the System. Next up, we have a round of Guitar Hero stuff. We got Aerosmith, Legends of Rock, 2 copies of Guitar Hero 2, and Guitar Hero 1. Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. Next up we have Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So we essentially have a collection of GTA, which is Grand Theft Auto. For those of you who don't know, we got Vice City. And then play a few more PlayStation 2 games, and then it'll be on the Sony PlayStation. And then probably 360, and then Nintendo Wii, then Nintendo DS, and then Nintendo 64, and then Nintendo Game Boy. So, yeah, let's continue with this. We have Enter the Matrix. Next we have Cabela's Big Game Hunter. Next up we have a series of ATV games. As everything starts falling. But ATV Off-Road Fury 3 and then Off-Road Fury 2. Next up, we have American Chopper, Ace Combat, and AC/DC Live Rock Band Track Pack, all for PlayStation 2. So, American Chopper, Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies, and then Rock Band 2, AC/DC Live Rock Band Track Pack with T-shirt and Nobel Director's Cut. So, Walmart exclusive thing, so alright, that is it for PlayStation 2. For PS1 we have NFL Game Day and NHL 2000. That's what we have for PS1. And then next up, Nintendo Wii. We've got Space Chimps, Rock Band 2, Pinball Hall of Fame Williams Collection, Up, Championship Foosball, AC/DC Live Rock Band Track Pack. So you guys could probably see what we've got going on the shelf. Alright. Now, next up, Nintendo DS. We've got Sims 2. Simpsons game, which I've got almost beat now. Professional Fisherman's Tour. Pets, Wild Animals, Tigers. Dolphins, Pets, Wild Animals. Nintendogs, Dalmatian and Friends. Nintendogs, Lab and Friends. Titanic, Hidden Mysteries. Monsters vs. Aliens. Garfield, Tale to Kitties. Fossil Fighters. And Build-A-Bear Workshop, where best friends are made. So that's almost all the Nintendo stuff. Next up, we have a couple games. This is a duplicate one. This is Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. This one doesn't work because it's got the perfect ring scratch on it because my sister flipped the damn table on the Xbox with it in the game and it was on, so it got the perfect scratch, and that's Sims 3. Next up, we have Tony Hawk's Project 8, 360. Next up, we've got Walking Dead. After that, we've got a replacement game copy of The Sims 3. Right there. 360. That didn't come with the instruction book, but we swiped the instruction book from the other copy. Next up is Price is Right. Next up, we got another copy of Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, which I haven't played in a while, so there's a big update to do on it. Next up is Madden NFL 13, and we got 12, 11, 10. We got 10 there. Bought it at GameStop. Cheap. Bought 11 at GameStop. Cheap. 12 came from GameStop. Probably dirt cheap, but I paid a cheaper price for it. And then 13, which came from Best Buy. So next up, we've got Fable 3. It's an okay game. I don't play it. Next up, we've got Forza Motorsport 3. Very fun. I drive the 1971 Plymouth Cuda. Hemi engine inside. It's really cool. And my 4-speed could kick his 6-speed butt. It's funny. Next up, we have the cult classic Farming Simulator. Next, we have a Sega Dreamcast collection, Bejeweled 3, and Angry Birds, the trilogy. which features Seasons, Rio, and the original classic Angry Birds. So, okay, you guys have seen this. Farming Simulator 17. This one's slightly new to you guys though. Taito Legends. And then CSI. Three Dimensions of Murder. Hard Evidence is right here. Deadly Intent is here. Another copy of Hard Evidence. And alright, we got Sonic Heroes, which you can't play because there's not both discs, but I'll probably download a copy of it because I already own the license. So, Viet Cong, discs 1 and 2, and then we've got Silent Hill 2. Next up, we've got Line of Sight Vietnam. Next, we have Day of Defeat, which is a Valve game. Basically, it's just a Steam game. And but you got the big box. So, Day of Defeat World War II Edition. Quake Gold. Quake 3 Gold Edition. That's what that is. Alright, next we've got MDK, Motor Racer, Mini Golf, the Bully Free Classroom CD. Any teachers out there want that, but they can buy it. Devastation, Star Trek for Voyager Elite Force, does work on Windows 7. Rainbow Six, Tom Clancy, Red Faction 2, Dracula Last Sanctuary, Star Wars Starfighter, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Delta Force Land Warrior, Frogger, exclusive Windows 95, Shizm Mysterious Journey, Sanitarium, Rainbow Six Covert Ops. Manhattan Project. And Navy SEALs. And right here is a set of N64 games I've got to get cleaned up and restored up. Alright. We've got Pro Skater 3 and Pro Skater 2 for Nintendo 64. Bad Fur Day Conquers. Vigilante 8. Got 2 copies of that. Rugrats in Paris the movie. Great game. Now, like I said in the previous video where I filmed all the game consoles, cannot actually play N64 right now because we gotta get a new AV cable unless you guys want to send one. But PM if you want to send it. Top Gear Overdrive, Diddy Kong Racing, which needs restored, Warzone, WWF, WCW Mayhem, and then another copy of Vigilante 8, which I already showed you guys, and then Mario Golf. One of the games I gotta restore up is gonna be Super Mario World 64, so hopefully it'll work. Bomberman 64. Spider-Man 64 requires expansion pack. Star Fox 64. Resident Evil 2. Perfect Dark. Monster Truck Madness, which I got a duplicate of. I gotta restore it. And then next up, we have NASCAR 99. It's an okay game. Forsaken 64. NFL Quarterback 98. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. WCW NWO Revenge. And Bass Hunter 64. Next up are all the games that I play a lot, or tend to not play, but you've got Donkey Kong 64, which requires the expansion pack. I don't have it. Turok 2, Turok 1, NHL 99, and South Park. South Park is an okay game. Not what you'd think it is, unless you've seen it, in which case you know what it is. It's basically an FPS, which is a first-person shooter. And you shoot at turkeys and other garbage. Idiot, I was playing on the calculator. Last two items for Nintendo 64 are the memory pack, which is called a controller pack, and it's spelled PAK, as opposed to PACK. And then we got the Rumble Pack, which is again PAK as opposed to PACK. And now for Nintendo Game Boy, not Nintendo Game Boy Color, but Nintendo Game Boy, we have these 3 games. Pokemon Red, it looks very beat up because it is beat up. We've got Super Mario Land, and then Dr. Mario. That's really fun. And alright, next up we have Action Replay DSi, which does not work. Which I don't care that it doesn't work because I don't need it anyway. Game Boy Color, we have a mystery game on the EEPROM in there, but that game, as in, it doesn't work. So, it's not worth messing with. Okay, we got a dual game there, Uno and Skip-Bo. Now we've got Monster Truck Madness. Then Nintendo's Game Boy's Cars. Sims 2 Pets. Shrek Smash and Crash Racing, and then Ace Combat Advance. Games Explosion, which is a compilation of various games. Life, Yahtzee, and Payday, all in one game pack. Next we have Robots. Next up, Star Wars, Flight of the Falcon. Next is Dogs. And next we have the cult classic, which is Pokemon. We've got Fired Red version right there, and then the Ruby version. Alright, basically just cleaning up the video real quick, and then we'll end the video for you guys. Alright. If you guys liked the video, be sure to go ahead and leave a like and comment, rate, and subscribe for more. Hopefully we can do more videos like this for you in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.